What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles. In recognition of the St. John Sea Dogs going up 3-0 on the Cape Breton Screaming Eagles in dramatic fashion, just blowing them away all three games. Going to focus in today on Stanislav Galiev, a center/winger for the Russian-born, obviously with the name that ends in V. Usually born in Russia, then the old Soviet republics. But I haven't done a piece on St. John's prospect in a while, and I feel bad because the guys from Station Nation blog have always been so courteous and supporting the power play, and big fan of you guys too. So without further ado, 92. So he just turned 20 about 2 months ago. Banged up most of the year, and he's only played in 20 games this year and had 19 points in those 20 regular season games. Postseason has been a different story though. Got 9 points in 3 games. That team's just killing people. Charlie Coyle's got 12 points in 9 games. They are absolutely destroying. I mean, they're better than Windsor a few years ago. I know I did the piece earlier, but they're unbelievable. They're on another level. Huberto led the Florida Panthers in scoring this preseason. A playoff NHL team in preseason scoring. Think about it. That's how good that team is when he's your catalyst. But back to Mr. Galiev. He's 6'1", 190 pounds, so perfect, ideal NHL size. Prototypical Russian winger, without overstating the obvious righty. Patents the game after Alexander Semin. I think his two-way acumen is a million times better than Semin's, which isn't saying much considering Semin's two-way acumen is 0. When you multiply a million by 0, it's still 0. But it's substantially better. The way he understands the nuances of playing sound defensive hockey at a young age, something Semin still hasn't mastered, and he's 28 years old. It's Alex Semin for you. He's a head case and a half. Stan came over to North America in 2008 and played the 2008-2009 season with the Indiana Ice of the USHL, had 64 points in 60 games, and then took his talents to the Sea Dogs the following year, had 60 points in 67 games as they had a nice little playoff run that year, and then last year, 65, and then that summer, 2010, got drafted in the third round, 86th overall by the Washington Capitals, and then last year had a breakout season, averaging better than a point a game, with 65 points in 64 games, and then lit it up in the playoffs again with 27 points in 19 games. So the offensive numbers are there, and he understands the nuances of defensive hockey. He actually led the Q in rookie assists, but the last few years he's had more goals and assists. So it goes to show you he can dish it off. He can be a playmaker. He can also close. Something when you can understand that and play a sound two-way game, you're pretty much a pro. You play a pro-style game, which the way I compare the Q is like one of those offensive college football offenses. Texas Tech, where it's a pro style. It's not a pro style. It's a shotgun spread offense where you put up huge numbers and it doesn't necessarily translate to the pros. I'd put the Quebec Major Junior League in that category a little bit, but St. John's is a different story. They're putting up incredible offensive numbers. But at the same time, this team's playing sound defensive hockey. Huberto's a great two-way player. Coyle's a great two-way player. Zach Phillips is one of the best two-way prospects in hockey, and you put Galiev in that mix too. He's phenomenal. That whole team plays a 200-foot game. That's part of their success. They're getting turnovers that are leading to transition, that are leading to offense, that are leading to goals, offensive chances that are leading to goals. It's remarkable what they've done and what they've been able to accomplish each of the last 2 years. A maritime team that's going to be perennial Memorial Cup contender. They're well managed, well coached, and well with players like Galiev, just supporting role players. Obviously, I did the piece on the Big Four, and I kind of excluded him and fellow Eastern European Czech Thomas Yurko. But a team's a full, complete team, and they're locked to repeat, I think. And if Galiev keeps playing like this, I can't see anyone knocking them off. Coyle, Huberto, those guys can do their thing, but if he can contribute, if he can average 3 points a game for the duration of the run, they won't be beaten by anyone. So that's it for this episode of the Power Play with CJ Prospect Profiles on Washington Capitals prospect and can't remember the St. John Sea Dogs, Stanislav Galiev. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season. Later, guys.